If a figure like Adrian Newey decides to step down as team principal at the very start of the 2026 season, that is the clearest sign that Aston Martin has fundamentally misread its own situation. From the beginning, Newey himself had already hinted at this. He openly stated that he did not want to dilute his focus away from car design. Even when he took on the team principal role, he made it clear that it was more of a temporary necessity than a position he truly wanted. Now, after 2 races without a single finish, that decision is being corrected. The issue is not just the results. Fernando Alonso openly admitted that the team is back to square one. That is not just driver frustration. It reflects a team that still does not fully understand its own car. On top of that, Newey previously revealed that vibrations from the Honda power unit could even risk causing nerve damage to the drivers. In a situation like this, Aston Martin does not just need the best engineer. They need someone who can control direction, manage pressure, and align every part of the team. Several names have been mentioned, but only one truly fits the profile for this kind of crisis: Christian Horner. So the question now is no longer who is the most technically brilliant, but who is most capable of controlling this chaos. Is he the solution Aston Martin needs, or just another risk waiting to unfold? If you want the full picture, make sure to subscribe because we're breaking it all down. What has unfolded at Aston Martin over the opening phase of 2026 is not a simple case of a car missing its performance targets. It is a convergence of technical misjudgment, structural ambiguity, and leadership strain that has exposed the limits of an unconventional organizational model. The decision to place Newey at the top of the management structure always carried an inherent contradiction. He is widely regarded as the most influential designer of the modern era, responsible for 26 championship-winning cars. Yet his career has never been built around running teams. His strength lies in defining technical direction with precision, not in handling the day-to-day operational and political demands that come with leading a Formula One organization. Even Newey himself all but acknowledged this limitation when explaining how he ended up in the role. Since I'm going to be doing all the early races anyway, it doesn't actually particularly change my workload because I'm there anyway, so I may as well pick up that bit. He said it was a practical justification, but it also revealed the temporary nature of the arrangement. This was not a long-term leadership strategy. It was a stopgap. That distinction matters because Aston Martin entered 2026 not with a stable leadership model, but with a compromise. And compromises at this level rarely hold under pressure. The pressure arrived immediately. The AMR26 has not simply been off the pace. It has been fundamentally compromised by issues linked to the Honda power unit. These are not marginal inefficiencies. They are systemic problems affecting reliability, drivability, and even driver safety. Newey himself admitted before the season that the level of vibration could risk permanent nerve damage for both drivers if they attempted full race distances. That is an extraordinary admission in a sport where such risks are typically engineered out long before a car reaches the grid. On track, the consequences have been severe. The team has yet to finish a race. Both cars retired in Australia. The same pattern repeated in China, with limited running further restricting the data needed to understand and resolve the issues. Even in pre-season testing, the warning signs were already present, with minimal mileage and a shortage of usable components. The drivers have been left to manage a situation that is both physically uncomfortable and strategically limiting. Fernando Alonso described the team as being at square one, adding that we still have too many issues and too many unknown issues that are coming day after day from nowhere. That statement is particularly revealing. It suggests not just a lack of performance, but a lack of understanding. And that brings us back to leadership. In a scenario where the technical direction is unclear and the car itself is generating unpredictable issues, the role of the team principal becomes even more critical. It is not just about setting long-term strategy. It is about coordinating responses, prioritizing resources, and ensuring that the team moves in a unified direction under pressure. By occupying both the technical and managerial roles, Newey was effectively splitting his attention at the worst possible time. The team needed focus. What it had was overlap. This is why the decision to step back is less about failure and more about correction. Aston Martin is now attempting to separate responsibilities, allowing Newey to return to his natural domain while introducing a dedicated figure to manage operations. It is a move towards clarity, but one that arrives after the consequences of the original structure have already been felt. Importantly, the search for that figure did not begin after the crisis became visible. It had already been underway since late 2025. Newey himself has been leading the evaluation process, identifying candidates who could take over the operational side of the team while he concentrates on performance and development. Several names have been approached. Giampiero Lambiase was contacted but chose to remain where he is. Mattia Binotto also declined an approach, opting to continue his existing project. Martin Whitmarsh, while experienced, is effectively out of the running due to retirement. There are other credible options. Andreas Seidl stands out as a strong candidate, particularly because he is currently available and would not require a prolonged transition. Jonathan Wheatley offers deep operational experience from within a highly successful structure. These are logical choices for a team seeking stability. But logic is only part of the equation, because when you examine Aston Martin's situation more closely, it becomes clear that stability alone may not be sufficient. The scale of the issues suggests a need for more than incremental adjustment. It points towards the possibility of a more decisive shift in how the team is managed. This is where Christian Horner enters the conversation in a more significant way. He represents a fundamentally different profile. Where Newey is inwardly focused on technical detail, Horner is outward-facing, politically aware, and deeply experienced in managing complex team dynamics. His career has been defined not only by competitive success, but by his ability to navigate pressure, conflict, and expectation at the highest level. That distinction is critical. Aston Martin's current challenges are not confined to engineering. They extend into coordination, communication, and strategic alignment. These are areas where Horner's strengths are directly applicable. There is also the question of familiarity. Horner and Newey worked together for nearly 2 decades, forming one of the most effective partnerships in modern Formula One. That history suggests a level of mutual understanding that could be valuable in rebuilding Aston Martin's internal structure. However, it would be overly simplistic to assume that such a reunion would be straightforward. There have been suggestions of tension towards the end of their time together, and any renewed partnership would need to account for those dynamics. At the same time, the argument in favor of such a move is clear. Aston Martin's current structure has not delivered the clarity or performance required. A more assertive leadership model could provide the direction that is currently lacking. But that approach carries its own challenges. A strong leader can unify a team, but only if the organization is aligned behind them. If not, it can create further fragmentation. This is the balance Aston Martin must now consider. On one side, there are candidates who offer stability and continuity. On the other, there is a figure who represents a more radical shift in direction.